Hello everyone, how's it going? Dr. Incompetent here, and let's play some more Disco Elysium, shall we? Picking up where we left off in the church, and we actually made just unbelievable progress. Let me see if Suna has anything else to say.
Yes, what is it?
Right. We need to contact Coalition Warship Archer. Let's see if she can help me with that.
You're asking me to circuit bend onto coalition radio frequencies. You want to know, is it possible? Probably. But is it a good idea? I'm not so sure. The main difficulty will be finding an antenna powerful enough to reach those frequencies. Unfortunately, you can't exactly buy mega long-wave antennas off the shelf.
She's not joking. Even the RCM has to receive special approval from the coalition to access that kind of equipment.
What about the relay tower at Land's End?
I highly doubt it. That tower is barely able to transmit shortwave signals across the bay. To generate megalow frequencies, we're going to need a much larger antenna.
She has an idea, though. You can see the tiny signal lights firing inside her brain.
Okay.
I don't see any alternative. We're just going to have to build the antenna ourselves.
Why don't we just use your AR-1?
Because it's a completely different class of antenna. It would be like using a high-end racing carriage where a long-distance lorry is required. We need metal, a lot of it. The taller the structure, the better. Something that is both prominent and easily accessible. If it's near a power source, even better.
Okay, so, yes, obviously, the statue with the horse. But this is, I need to boost my conceptualization. And I also want to boost this. Now, logic I'm actually really good at, but Pale Unknown, I don't know why I'm getting a big minus for that. Maybe it's one of my thoughts that I'm trying to process. Is that what it is? I mean, I have such a crushingly good logic. No, that's not doing it. It's not what's hurting me. Anyway, so we need conceptualization. So let's look at our clothes. See if we can boost it. We could talk to the other people too before we go for it. Let's see what color that is. It's blue. Okay, this is good. Here's one. Light blue, or rather. I love how this code is like, here we go. We're getting bonuses here. +2 logic is actually pretty good. For the other check, the one that's based on logic. Okay. Alright, so we could look like this and see what we could do.
Yes, what is it?
So this is high, but let me actually go and talk to the others to see if they have any advice.
A better deal! Yeah! Medium car!
The words echo magnificently throughout the nave. How do you like it in the church?
Yeah! Back on the case! No disgrace! Bring it down to party place!
Okay.
The first page of the second chapter!
His voice echoes all around the grand hall.
Could it be? Maybe for him. You only have a chapter or two left in you. Last of the penultimate, more like.
Ouch. Whoa, that was a crazy sound we heard.
Yeah! It was awesome! And scary! Very hardcore!
His voice booms through the chamber, then gets silent.
Too hardcore, in fact! I couldn't control it! At all!
What happened?
It sucks up all the air in the mix until it's the only thing left. Starts compressing itself and everything around it. completely fills up the headspace. Extreme!
What if this is the answer to Van Eyck's jam? We could use the sound for the bass.
Oh! But how?
What do we have around here to achieve some sort of parallel processing?
Okay, so this is interfacing godly, and it's white. So we can boost our interfacing before we talk to him again.
Yeah, it's all set up, man. Can you already imagine 1,000 people in here? 10,000!
He waves his hands in an unbelievably lame, non-hardcore manner.
Ecstatic vibrations, totally transcendent. And I've finished setting up the new compressor too.
He looks at the imposing black box in the corner that's churning out the sound.
Now the only thing left to do is the name of the club. Will you do the honors, detective?
What do you propose is the name, Andre?
The name. Everything I managed to come up with sounds just wrong.
Andre's overthinking it.
Says the girl with the microphone.
Yes, you should do it, detective. It would be good for the signs.
Okay, I could boost my signs with this guy.
Noid's right. You've helped us so much. It's the right thing to do.
Asel, what do you suggest?
How about something simple? Like the club?
Too modern and too ironic. We don't want ironic. We want real. Real and true and beautiful. Like a morning after the rave.
Egghead, you must have a lot of ideas.
Yakukata!
Oh boy.
Yakukata! The place to be!
Yeko Qatar, the zone of ecological catastrophe. That's too morbid, Egg. Got anything else?
Hardcore! Hardcore to the mega!
Okay.
No, it has to be bigger than hardcore. Yes, it has to be even bigger than hardcore to the mega. It has to be bigger than the scene.
Noid, what do you think?
The amnesia.
Like the... I can't remember the name of the club, Amnesia.
Amnesia!
It's not amnesia, guys.
Suna, do you have an opinion?
I don't.
Good. We have too many opinions anyway.
Kim, what do you think?
I wouldn't build a club, and I wouldn't name it either.
At least that's honest.
An underground place with no name? Sounds like something the Crabman would say.
We're not going with anything the Crabman would say.
Why not? The Crabman has ideas, Asel. Ideas from another level of consciousness.
I don't care. I don't like the Crabman, and I don't like his ideas. His ideas are spooky. Next, please.
So funny. I think I've come up with a
You
name.
have? Well, what's the name?
Of course. Of course. It's called Disco Elysium. Right?
Like that DeLorean word for the world, you mean? Elysium.
But Disco Elysium? Isn't it wacky? Disco's kind of gone, isn't it? Forgotten.
The past is the future, but the future is dead!
No, it's beautiful. Beautiful and brave. Like we want it to be.
And short. And memorable.
They like it.
It's settled then. Everyone welcome to Disco Elysium.
A light beam washes over the dance floor, bathing it in violet blue.
Andre breaks into frenzied dance-like motion.
Oh, he is
to
dancing.
celebrate the name. Someone turns up the beat.
Observe his movement. What are you doing, Andre?
I'm dancing!
He performs yet another strange pattern of moves, but it doesn't look very cool or modern. Honestly, it looks kind of lame.
That soft core gyrating is supposed to be dancing?
We should talk about it. We should talk about your so-called dancing.
Yes, my man.
He jumps up and down with glee, his moves punctuated by the let's say this right, stroboscopic flash of the light club nights. Oh boy, this word has got me all aflutter. Flash of the club lights.
Talk? What is there to talk about if you can express yourself with
Oh god, I gotta dance.
audio waves thump against your ribcage? The speaker setup makes everything sound much better, but the beat is still so weak.
Okay.
What if you rerouted the terrifying audio assault that the lead programmer's microphone setup picks up through this compressor?
Impossible. I love this. What's with your hair? I've been meaning to ask.
It's to express my individuality.
It's as important for you to be an individual?
Of course it is. Otherwise, I'd just be another poor guy with no education and no money. General issue, man. Now I'm all that, and I have radical spikes.
Fair enough.
Maybe it was a bad idea. Anyway.
He looks at the molten toothbrush. That's it for now. I can boost my savoir-faire.
Goodbye, officer.
But I need to get hardcore to the mega for that. Now, I'm talking to everybody because in general with this kind of stuff, you can get bonuses for having conversations.
Her trusty contact mic attached to a wooden pulpit. At the sound of your footsteps, she stops what she was doing and turns to you.
Hey there. I've been recording some new audio from all these beams and rafters. The sounds travelling through the wood are pretty cool. Creaks and stuff. Like you're underwater, you know? But like, underwater inside a tree. And yes, I'm being more like Contact Mike, alright? Don't even bring it up.
I wasn't going to.
No. I actually wanted to thank you for getting me and my friends in here. And we even found some new associates, such as they are.
How's everyone doing?
Good, I think. Noid is getting a read on the place. I think he finds the carpentry very impressive. Andre's been setting up the compressor and dancing. Egghead's been keeping the party up. He's got the stage under control. Sauna, the programmer, she's doing whatever she does behind that radio computer of hers. She doesn't talk to us much. And the Crabman hasn't shown himself, thank God.
Now, can you tell me about them?
Sure. You helped us out. I can repay the favour.
Sweet.
What do you want to know?
What about the programmer?
Oh, she's a bit odd, I have to say. Doesn't talk much. I'm not really sure how to vibe with her, you know? Seems like she's not in a very good mood most of the time. But earlier today she told me about Welkins. And she seemed oddly happy, like she had some idea with those little creatures. Some artistic idea. I didn't really listen, I was busy with my mic.
What about Tiago?
Oh, the crab man. Still gives me the creeps the way he moves. But he doesn't actually come down that much, just climbs around the rafters. I just tried to stay away from the crab man. But he talks to Noid. They seem to have some thing going on.
Oh, he talks to Noid? What for?
Beats me. Noid said they get along somehow. They're both crazy enough, I guess.
What's he do up there?
Who knows? He doesn't really answer our questions, see? Not that it's easy to ask them. What are we supposed to do, yell up at the tower?
Okay, thank you.
Who do you want to know about?
What about Andre?
Andre? He's a cool guy. Doesn't really come off as one, but he is. To me, at least. He takes care of shit. Sorry. I mean, he's got a vision. For what life should be, you know? He tries to push things until everything falls into place. He's an organizer.
What is he organized?
Nothing. But then again, there's nothing to organise around here either. He really wants this church thing to work.
Okay, good.
Must have taken it as a sign when he found it abandoned like that. Said it was an augury. I don't know where he got that from. Andre's not super intelligent. I've never seen him so psyched about anything though. And he's often psyched. Looks sort of desperate, like it's his last chance or something. Or maybe he was just high.
Combo.
I mean, not that he does drugs, just high, you know? This is such a good response. It's not really with the way that I've tried to make Harry out to be, but I love this response. Relax, girl, we're police officers, but we're corrupt, rotten to the marrow. You can tell us about drugs and stuff. I don't give. Oh god, it's so good. On his mother's love? Yes. Anyway.
Is Andre your boyfriend?
Yes.
Tell me the
What
others.
do you want to know about?
Noid.
He's a four-burger, I guess, like the rest of us. Okay, maybe not Egg, I don't know about him, but Noid and the rest are from Forberg. making the pilgrimage up north to visit the Palaceum. He's real hardcore about the lifestyle.
What's he do?
What do you mean do? Like for a living?
Yes.
He's a carpenter, trained and all. He's very good, he just doesn't have the mindset to work like that. In a shop somewhere.
What kind of mindset is that?
He abides by the hardcore, sir. You would have to ask him yourself.
And you?
Sir, I abide by the law.
A switchblade smile. What's this pilgrimage you're talking
It's just
about?
something poor Fallberg kids do every spring. To pass the time, we walk the entire length of Boogie Street, up to Jamrock. Or as much as possible.
Let's see, why wouldn't it be?
I don't know, man. Have you been down Boogie Street? It's a little bewildering.
Oh, I'm sorry, I have not told you I'm a raging alcoholic who recently drank himself into an oblivion so deep he can't even remember what sounds like in the biggest street in the city.
Kind of. I'm gonna say yes.
Well, I am.
Okay. Then you should go and take a look, I guess. Boogie Street is cool. It's got a lot of immigrants and all kinds of different people.
I might just do that if I make it there alive.
Yeah. I hope you do.
Actually, tell me about
Who
the
do you wanna
others.
know about?
What's the deal with Egghead?
What do you mean?
Why does he think... What does he think he's doing when he yells at all that stuff?
Oh, that. He's the party boy.
What's a party boy?
Melodic music doesn't really do vocals in the traditional sense. Vocals are thought of as rock. That's to say they're a bit backward. No offense if you like rock music though. Rock music's cool by me.
Pachoo, pachoo, swish. Your credentials as the resident future man of Revachol are being questioned. Show her you're hip with the times, Gramps.
You don't have to tell me rock is backward. I'm the future man. I abandoned rock in the 30s. No offense taken. Go on.
Anyway, even if you don't have vocals, you still need someone to say something every now and then, right? To urge things on. That's where the party boy comes in. He basically just stands on the stage and dances and yells how awesome everything is. It's very catchy.
Mm-hmm.
I understand. People are usually afraid to do things if others aren't already doing them. Dancing makes you dance, like sneezing makes you sneeze, or yawning makes you... Anyway.
He looks around a little embarrassed of the enthusiasm in his interjection. Where's he from? How long's he been with you guys?
Actually, we don't know where he's from. Or who he is, really.
That's interesting.
One time we were out partying somewhere in backwater Forburg. Or maybe even Coal City. I can't remember. Maybe it was Coal City.
The worst of the Banlieues. A wretched heap of closed-down mines, even west of Jamrock, on the dusty slope of Montmartin, the remotest possible area of Revachol. No one even wants to exploit those people anymore.
Egg was yelling along to some jam someone was spinning, all night long. Just kept yelling until he didn't have a shred of voice left. When the sun came up over the mines. There were mines? Yeah, it was in Coal City. Egg came with us. He made this wheezing puppy dog sound all the way back. Couldn't even speak. It was definitely Coal City, because it took us 2 days to walk back to the fort. He just wheezed the whole way. We never really asked why he came with us, or who he was. I think his name is Jermaine.
Jermaine,
People are sweet.
she says quietly.
You can see it must have been a great night. The memory causes her to go silent for a moment or two.
Tell me about the others.
Who do you want to know about?
Actually, do tell me about yourself.
Me? Again?
Yes, I forgot. Tell me about yourself.
I told you, I'm a silver bird.
What does that mean?
It means I don't answer questions about myself.
Okay, fine.
Thank you.
Thank you. Some other
Sure.
questions. That's it.
You got us in, cop. I can't believe you got us in.
He looks around the hall, examining the carpentry.
With wonder in his sharp eyes.
Between you and me, I don't know if you've noticed this about me. I'm a little suspicious of authority. You really came through for the hardcore underground.
Yes, you really came through for the hardcore underground. How come?
He spreads his arm, looking around at the speed freaks setting up shop.
Andre is busy cutting some slightly less lame, but still quite ungainly shapes on the church floor, sweating profusely. Estelle using her contact mic to listen to a tree underwater. The one with the large head is blasting the dance track on repeat, while the stained glass window behind him is rattling from the bass. Sire, the tent. 'Twas a security risk. And in here, sanctuary. 'Twas only noble of you.
I'm a corrupt cop, Kim. This is a corrupt scheme. Better here than in the tent. It wasn't safe.
Okay.
The lieutenant keeps it laconic. Noid, what are you doing about the church? Or what do you think about it?
It's a miracle of carpentry. Dead bodies carved into total shapes. Now it can be something more.
He rubs his hands together. You say you're a carpenter yourself?
I don't say much anything as a carpenter anymore. They tried to make me into a reckoner and a leveller. Made me a bit manic, you know. I regret the time I dedicated to that profession and that worker collective. I say things more as a member of the hardcore side dance community these days.
You're not going to ask me how I knew?
Why? You're a cop. I carry carpentry tools.
How old do you think this church is? Over 300 years?
That's right. The first settlers built it, plus 6 more like it, on the coast here. Was one of the first things they did. Must have been really scared of something, but I understand. Alone on an uninhabited archipelago, forced to face themselves and nature. Pre-industrial quantities of solitude, the sea, perhaps something more fundamental. I would want to build a safe place for myself and my own as well.
Something more fundamental? You mean the sound anomaly?
Maybe. Maybe they were unable to face the nature of the world, perishing.
What style is this church built in?
A cop who's into building critique. Okay then, this is folk DeLoreanism, lawmongerer. It's a subset of early DeLorean architecture.
Okay, and what is DeLorean architecture like?
Total. Everything between an ancient concrete cathedral and a glass cube is DeLoreanism. This is just an homespun version of it. Folksy stuff. Early mass production. They made thousands like this. Does that help you out?
What would a DeLorean building look like?
Like that woman there. Vertical, thin, white. A false image of grandeur. The source of the system is up there. You're at the bottom. They really dug that power vertical. Like to show off large and intricate structures. Arches, spires. Put you down with them. They were really into painting everything white too. Virginal shit, you know. Marriage shit. Virtue and tyranny.
The church isn't painted white as far as I could tell.
Stands to reason it used to be white on the outside. Before the sea wind took all the paint off.
Year after year, flake after flake, whitewashed clean, then covered in green moss.
Dead bodies of perennial plants. Sigma functions have left this place. It's a good thing we came along. The spiritual collapse has been total.
Spiritual collapse?
I saw some piglets suckling their dead mother. Have you heard this one, cop man? After a short while, they shuddered and went away. They had sensed that she could no longer see them and that she wasn't like them anymore. What they loved in their mother weren't her body, but whatever it was that made her body live. End of quote. This is an high-quality carcass. The power of anodic beats and hard bass is needed to reanimate it.
First, where's that from?
A Sarais man who lived a long time ago. An ancient hardcore brother.
What you're saying is you're not a big fan of the inocentric system?
A 3,000-year-old tyrannical regime of history. Built and maintained by hundreds of generations of self-appointed intellectuals. It's false core.
The way he says it, the force in false core is invested with 20 kilotons of disgust.
I got that. But you guys said the Ecclesiastes were all about love and hardcore before, remember?
I only said unity. One word. Figures of authority always misquote you.
He points to his friends.
Andre doesn't care about the Ecclesiastes. He just wants the operation to run smoothly. And Egg is a demi-beast. You shouldn't listen to what people say. You should listen to what they are.
And you propose dance music will supplant this system?
Anodic dance music. Regular dance music wasn't hard enough. And yes, I do.
How do you like the glasswork?
I don't. Fuck her giving me the evil eye.
That's her innocence Dolores Day, mind your words.
You defend her, law minion. She was a mass murderer. What's up with that?
Uh-oh.
Mellow, man, mellow. No one's a mass murderer. This is a house of love.
Mass murder on the floor!
Yeah, but like, who isn't accused of being a mass murderer? But she's the innocence of humanism. Humanism seems to be a pretty big deal around here. Would you say she was, human?
I like this question, Cop Man. She did not live the life of a human. She lived like someone who's playing a game. The life of an operator. That's not the life that humans live. She was adored. Humans aren't. I don't know about you, but they hate me. And they do not think I'm innocent or some shit like that.
Yes, they hate this too.
Well, they loved her. They put all their love in her and forgot all about the rest of us.
The young man lets go of the suspenders as they hit his chest with a slap. Humanism seems like a pretty big deal.
Humanism leads to eating sugar and pigs. Humanism was invented to mass-produce billions of humans. Billions of humans can mass-produce hundreds of billions of pigs.
And many, many more tons of sugar.
Right.
She liked games. Her legacy, the thing we live in, isn't real life. It's a strategy for some kind of victory against a long-dead opponent. But, yo, I'm only annoyed. What do I know?
I do feel there's something terrifying about her.
There is. She is a party repellent and must be taken down before we can begin partying in here.
Keep it. Keep the beautiful sharp shards. Keep her long face and her hair.
The speed freak's eyes narrow with suspicion, as if he's looking at a man possessed.
It's not coming down. People are gonna love it. It'll be like our thing. Plus it keeps the cold and the rain out.
Yes, exactly. Isn't she supposed to be an embodiment of the world spirit?
The world spirit does not have a body. It has organs. Hardcore is an organ of the world spirit.
He raises his left
This
hand.
Arno van Eyck track is an organ. The carpentry and glass cutting that built this house are also organs. She's a thief, if you ask me. An organ thief. All innocences are.
Okay, I'm done talking about her. I don't want to talk anymore.
What a strange choice of words. Caustic, overflowing with negativity. That can't be healthy. What's happening here? Why do you keep coming back to this window?
It's a nice
Why do
window.
you keep saying that if it isn't making you feel well? Don't come back to this anymore. Stop talking about that damn...
Aw. How are you settling in?
Odd to say, Cop Man. Signs in here are distinctly wild. Gonna take a while before everything's properly synced. I did get to talk to the crabman though.
You mean Tiago?
Anyway, he's been giving me kind of a psychic rundown of this place. Dude's seen some crazy shit, but he's actually a lot like us.
You mean all his mother love stuff isn't too spooky for you?
Have you been listening to what Egg's been saying? Love is hardcore, man. And the mother's love is the hardest core of all. The man picks up on stuff. And he knows a lot about the church. I got a lot to learn from him.
Okay.
Good thing you didn't squash him.
What did Tiago tell you about the church?
The crabman's been lurking here for a while. He's experienced things. Things that give off bad signs. As far as we can tell, the Ubies built this place about 320 years ago as a sarcophagus.
Do you mean there are dead bodies here?
Not like a literal sarcophagus. I'm just being metaphorical.
What's it for?
Encasement, confinement, of something they were afraid of. Something new and unheard of on the Isla. I think that's what the crabman is experiencing when he climbs around upstairs. Like, this is some old world shit the Ubies had heard about. I thought the best way to deal with it was to build a church, surrounding it, to contain it.
To contain what exactly?
I don't know. And it's not something they properly understood either, what it does. But it's what this Sona person is looking for, and trying to measure.
He nods towards the woman.
It'll be fruitless though. She won't be able to measure it. People like that always want to measure everything. All those things they really can't.
What makes you think Suna's gonna fail?
Seems to be the trend around here, doesn't it? You can't measure shit like this. It's not like substance.
I found a doomed commercial area in Martindale proper. Maybe it's the same thing the Ubies were trying to contain.
Like a concentric ring spreading out. The struggling villages. And that is what caused the communards to fail in defending the beachhead. Yeah, a lot of failure has gone down around here.
You think that has any merit to that theory?
I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. It's not a thing we can answer, Copman. Even I have limits. I'm a limited-size person.
Well, if it's without substance, I guess there's nothing to worry about.
Maybe you can figure things out, Copman. I think we got on a good level here. The signs are syncing up well.
Why are you so suspicious about everything?
Suspicious people are esoteric people. We don't go around spilling everything to Johnny Law. They don't call me Noid for nothing. It took us setting out for this whole enterprise to get our signs synced.
Why are you called Noid anyway?
It's short for paranoid.
Ah. May I ask why? What good is being suspicious?
A reasonable question. Say I get hurt. I want to make sure it never happens again. So I analyse the situation. Exercise caution. Caution is suspicion.
What are you suspicious of?
It'd be easier to list stuff I'm not suspicious of. I'm not suspicious of sound and colour.
Good.
Mechanics and chemistry also have a trueness about them. Most anything else deceives. Wants to steal your life away.
And what are the most suspicious things?
I don't have a top 10 list of things I'm most suspicious of. But if I had one, the left-right complex would be number 1. Number 2 would be their sole accomplishment. The pig-wheat paradigm.
Something is off here. You feel like it should be the other way around.
Don't you mean the left-right paradigm and the pig-wheat complex?
No. Politics is an inert complex of daily corruption and inane think pieces. The real paradigm is economic, and it concerns pig and wheat. This is where the innovation happens. It's only a theory, but I suspect they're breeding a pig-wheat hybrid. Probably in Grad.
Tell me more about the left-right business.
I prefer not to. Both ask the wrong questions. Any spark of light from either one is accidental. Their combined movement's only concern is producing enough pig and wheat for everyone. The end goal of humanity. The original mistake was assuming that words have more being than bodies. That's what led us astray, far from our true lives, but we may yet find a way back.
Whatever this true life is, you feel it's the real centerpiece of this mythology.
What's suspicious about the production of pork and wheat?
It's our only shit. We should make better use of not being animals or cereal grain ourselves.
What's bad about cereal grain? Having enough food could be a precursor for greater things.
Yes, having food is means to an end, but the left never talks about the end, only the means. Caps are likewise suckers, constantly sleepless in worry.
Does this mean that you're mentally ill?
Mental illness is a term the powers use to homogenise people. I think I don't reach mental illness. I am merely politically ill, a suspicious element.
Well, that was stimulating. I want to ask you about something else.
His eyes flicker.
You mentioned true life. What would that be like?
A life is true if it's free from fear, an internal division among oneself. In others, mankind has seeds of greatness in it. A germinal will come, a return to trueness. It will be hardcore.
How would you go about returning to this true life?
Beats and bright lights to shatter falsehoods. Nerve impulses for the collective body. We are very much alike in basic structure. An hard enough beat would awaken everyone to a truer calling. In unity.
Through music.
Just like that. The speed freak is right in your face. His eyes burning. His comrades look on worriedly. The young man is dead serious about this. Rejection of the right-left axis. Emphasis on unity. Appreciation of some primordial mode of being. What does that remind you of?
Sort of like fascism, then?
Nationalism, militarism, racism, and emphasis on a leader character are totally absent in hardcore.
The words echo through the church majestically. I didn't mean it as a bad thing.
He picks up a wrench and scratches his head with it, unaroused by fascism.
You keep mentioning hardcore. What does it mean to you?
Utmost dedication. Thoughts from the spinal cord. It's a potent superlative as well.
The term also signifies certain varieties of pornography that depict penetration, just so you know.
Okay.
Egghead usually has a better concept of the hardcore. He just really likes saying hardcore.
Hardcore!
His friend shouts from behind his mix table with a smile surpassing your own in wildness, or wideness, a total moon face, and eyes full of naive wonderment. The term hardcore, well, I could drop the first one. That was vague. Dedication, something else, superlative.
Maybe you're being too specific about it. Try consulting with your spinal cord.
So you're advocating a noise-based society.
Many non-Occidental cultures share a beat at their art. Thus, they are closer to true, hardcore life. There's just never been enough of them, and they had to rely on some extremely basic percussion.
Okay.
Oh yeah, sure thing.
So I can actually get along. I have a pretty good chance at that, actually, for internalizing the hardcore aesthetic. But let's go. What's with the clothes?
They're hardcore.
That's it?
They're just clothes.
I thought there would be more to it.
It's just a style, you know, normal hard style. Anyone can wear it.
Okay, let's go ahead and try this. We have a pretty good chance. Oh God.
Monotonous.
We rolled a 2.
Also somehow sacrum, primitive, yet futuristic, like a machine man. Nothing exists but the here and now. All are one purpose. All you've managed is a list. The parts don't form a whole. Okay, so we failed that one. But let's try another conceptualization.
because then if we can re-roll it. Like, we can put a point in it if we need to.
Yes, what is it?
Close your eyes.
We got that one.
Unfold your mental map of Martinez. It's morning. You're standing on the plaza before the whirling in rags.
Turn to face the bay.
Your eye follows the tiles west. You see a bench and a few twisted, pitiful trees. Then, just water.
Turn to face the apartments.
Beyond the unkempt backyard rises a monstrous assemblage of concrete, plaster, and corrugated sheet metal.
Turn to face the roundabout.
You turn around. The morning sun is
Is it?
blinding. You bring your hand to your brow, and a great shadow materializes before you. A towering beast, frozen in mid-air.
The statue of Philippe III.
The dead king and his horse. It could work. We'll need an adequate power supply and a great quantity of cable. If we connect the cables to some of the stranded lorries, we could theoretically increase the antenna's wavelength exponentially.
There's a generator over there, I thought.
Whatever ambivalence she had about your project before, she's now fully engaged in solving this technical puzzle.
Let's let her think.
It's completely ridiculous, but I believe we could transform the entire roundabout into one solid fractal antenna.
Now you're talking.
A note of awe in her voice. She's shocked and pleased by her own audacity.
That's a very big antenna.
Yes, very likely the largest private antenna in Revachol. I have plenty of cables and amplifiers on hand. The power supply I will secure on my own.
Oh, okay.
All we require now is the radio transceiver itself.
Where am I supposed to find this?
I cannot answer that for you, but I don't expect it to be that difficult.
That's true.
There's no shortage of radios around.
I mean, I have a boombox.
If you have real to spare, you might even be able to buy one. But it doesn't really matter where it comes from, so long as it works.
And before you ask, no, you can't have the radio from Machinema.
I think I saw a radio in that office near the harbor.
That sounds like a perfectly adequate radio.
Do radio computers have transceivers in them?
Certainly, though it requires a fair amount of technical finesse to remove them. Frankly, it's not worth the bother. Just find a regular radio.
You know what, Kim? I'll find a better one on my own.
I highly doubt that. When I crank the volume on my dyno wave, it's like you're in the front row at the National Concert Hall.
All right, Kim. Challenge accepted.
There is no need to go out of your way to find a top-shelf radio for this purpose. As long as it's functional, that is what counts.
Okay. So I just need to find one.
In the meantime, I will gather the rest of the materials. We will meet back here when you have it.
All right. I'll let you work in peace. Wow. So we got so much awesome information from everybody in here. There's still some more talking that we need to do, more checks to do, but we're even on the path to setting up a radio antenna. How awesome is that? Everyone, I want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this series like I am. I'll check you in the next one. Take care.